Hello everyone. Thanks so much for joining my fall sampler class, or shadow box class, I guess, depending on what I call it. In this video I'm going to walk you through putting your kit together. In some other videos I showed you how I did a couple of the techniques, but yeah, let me just show you how to put it together. It should actually come together quite quickly since everything is cut. This brown craft crumb cake paper just glues to your vanilla cardstock, and you don't really see that outside layer in your frame, but it helps it fit in your frame because I can only get 8.5 by 8.5 of the crumb cake color, and so this helps it fit in your frame, and it just makes the back a little bit stronger to have a double layer. Okay, so that will just be ready at the end. We're going to assemble all our squares and pieces first. Now you're going to have a bunch of pieces that were probably put in there somewhat orderly, but who knows, in mailing or traveling they could just be all over the place. So we'll just make sure that we have what we need. We have a square with a sunflower and 2 leaves. This square, oh there they are. I'm like, this needs a couple of leaves here, and this will go with my words, and the branch actually goes with these big leaves. And this one, everything's done for you. That's the one I made another video showing how I did this, but all you have to do on that one is glue it together. So we'll start with that. Then we get one done right from the back. Now when you use glue, you want to be careful not to use too much or too thick that it's going to bow or warp your paper. And I really like this Tombow glue. I feel like it doesn't warp. I mean, it would if I put too much on. Anyway, and I also like this for little detailed things, so I'm gonna use, I have both, but for just gluing pieces together I use this. Okay, so that one's done. This one, first you glue your vanilla square to your Cajun. Oops, my computer's making noises. Square, and these little speckles came from the Gather Together stamp set, which is still current, unlike many of the things I used. That's from Lovely as a Tree, and it's retired. This was from Colorful Seasons. Now it comes with a die that perfectly cuts it out, but I was trying to save some time and I used my Scan and Cut, and it does not always cut it as perfect as you might want. Sometimes it doesn't work at all, but it mostly worked on this. But I can see on this one, it's not quite as exact. Some of them I die cut, and then some I use that. So anyway, if you need to fix it up a little, you can. And some are missing the stem, and that's okay because you don't really see the stem, and you already have a stem from this gold one. Now this does not have a sticky back on it. It might look like it because it's white, but it doesn't, so don't waste your time trying to peel off the adhesive. There isn't any. So you're just going to stick a glue dot down here at the bottom, and then that's going to hold it in place, and this will come on top of it. So you just I kind of have it go sideways there so that you can see it peeking out from this one that we're going to pop up. And again, if you got a piece that has that stem cut off, just stick your leaf on without the stem. Some of them it came off on. All right, now I'm looking for my stamping dimensionals. I have a bunch of black ones, which I'll use if that's all I have. But I was gonna see if I had others, but I guess not. That's okay. The black were really handy. Now, sometimes when, I'm trying to see what I did actually on this one. when things land on glimmer paper, they don't stick very well. So since it's going to land some on that, I'm actually going to reinforce this with a little glue, because that glue, even though it takes time to dry, it will stick as it dries. Okay, so there is that square all done. The nice thing about this being a video instead of live, you guys can pause and whatever you need, although I definitely will miss seeing you girls and talking to you. Okay, so I'm just putting this together again. I already stamped, and I used Colorful Seasons again. This one just retired last year, and I can't give up using them for my shadow box, especially this little branch. Now, your branch should have adhesive on them. No, actually, some of them don't. Some do. I was having problems with my adhesive sheets, and they kept coming off. So I meant to keep for myself one that didn't have adhesive so that somebody else could have this one, but I just grabbed a kit and didn't evaluate it. So anyway, if yours is white on the back, in this situation, it does have adhesive on it. If not, and some are in pieces because I was having trouble with these sheets. But if not, you'll have to just put some of your glue down. And it is a really tiny piece, which is when I would use this stuff. Or you could even take a glue stick and kind of just lay it backwards on wax paper or a silicone mat so it doesn't get everywhere, and put your glue on that way. But yeah, sorry I took someone's nice one. I was going to try to give myself one I had to glue, but I don't want to stop the video. Okay, then we're going to just pop these leaves up around here. There should be 3. Looks like that one got lost somewhere. And you can just put them however you want. And I put them all on dimensionals. We just have a leafy branch with fall colors, and as you've probably heard me say, I love fall. And one year here in Virginia, we had the most gorgeous fall colors, and honestly, it's just never been quite as amazing since, but I keep waiting for it. Maybe this year. I just couldn't stop gushing that one year every time I went around. Okay, so you can do those however you want. I don't actually like where I put that, but it's stuck. So just put your leaves on, and that square's done. Like I said, so much of the stuff has been done that it's mostly a quick assembly here. Oh, that would explain why I was short one of those. I was actually short on a lot of things when I got to my last kit. Oh dear, my glue is being difficult. All right, this one has no stamping on it. You just put it on there. Now see, had you come to my house for this class, you guys would have gotten to do all this stamping, but coronavirus prevented that. Okay, so we're gonna just pop, not to mention I am out of town this weekend. So just however many of these you want to put. This is from Painted Harvest stamp set, also retired. I did show you how the 2-step stamping worked and how I got the little gold thing in that other video if you're interested in watching. And this you have to fussy cut. There is no, oh dear, I can see my black dimensional poking out. I don't like that. Scoot that a little further in. Anyway, there is no die for that. There is a punch for these leaves, but that's another one where I used the scan and cut, and so yours may not be perfect. I think I did actually try to go in and be nice and cut them for you guys if they were messed up. So check them out. You may want to cut it a little more, but hopefully it's ready to go. Okay, let me just tuck that under there. And some of the leaves are a little darker. I mean, some of you might have, I tried this color first, and then I decided I liked a little darker with Double Mossy Meadow. So anyway, they're both going to be pretty no matter what. Oh, I forgot to bring my foam strips over here. Okay, these stamps are from Gather Together. Everything on this square is still available. Yay! So the little, I'm calling it wheat, looks like wheat to me, little wheat pieces, that's just stamped twice. And it looks kind of funny in the middle, but we're going to cover it up, so it doesn't matter. And then we're going to have this little gold. That's from the Sprig Punch, sticking out at the top. And I just put little dots there. You can see, well, I don't know if you can see in the video, but how nicely you can get little tiny glue things with this precision pin on the top. And you can get this glue from Amazon. Art glitter is what it's called, even though there's no glitter. All right, then I'm gonna stick, I think I need to put my leaves down before I put my pumpkin. So it kind of covers that part. I probably didn't need to even stamp that, but I'm just sticking one dimensional. This one's kind of gonna fan off. Actually, I don't think I used it. What did I do on that one? I don't think I used a dimensional actually. I waited and used that on the pumpkin. So scratch that. If it's too late, it's okay. You can have yours popped up. These curled a little. I sprayed them. I did not make a video of this, but I'll tell you, I mixed some copper shimmer paint, which actually that may be retired. I mixed some of that with alcohol in a spritzer, sprayed it on the cardstock, and then embossed it. And that's how you'll notice it has like a copper shimmer to it. That's how I did that. Okay, and this looks a little different than my first one, but that's okay. They can be different. Not everything's going to be the same. I did use dimensionals on this one, and I'm actually going to bring my little mini ones in here. Is that going to cover up there? To try to not have it landing on my mix of stuff there. This one might be too high. Kind of sticking them around everything. There we go. And now all we have left to do is our letters. And everybody's wood grain might be a little bit different. I started out with, and this is from the new Tasteful, oh, I've forgotten the name of that paper. It's left me. Tasteful Textures, or anyway. But then I ran out of the wood paper in that, so I was pulling from some wood paper they had last year. Anyway, everybody's is going to be a little bit different. Okay, let me grab my foam strips really quick. We're on our last one. Okay, oh, that one I've already started, so it's already small. You're gonna line the back of your letters. Now, when you're using DSP instead of cardstock, it is a little more delicate to work with, so you have to just be a little bit careful about that. Oh, I cut that too big. Maybe it will fit here. Yeah. Just know that as you peel it and move it, they're just a little more flimsy. Flimsy is the word, than the cardstock. The nice thing though is you're less likely to put your foam strips on the wrong side though, because the back is different. So there you go. Oh, are these even getting in the camera? I am on a really low chair, so I cannot see the camera view right now. I think it is. I think it's okay. All right. Now I'm going to take a big long one. Oh. The heel didn't come off the back. Weird. That does not usually happen. Okay, stick that down. And I'm just laying them here. I'm not even putting them on yet because I want to space it just right once I get all the... This is generally, you know, usually the stamping part would take a chunk of time, but since that's done, the most time consuming thing you have to do is stick these foam strips on the back of your letters. And you could glue them flat too, but I just love it with the dimension. I think it makes it look better. All right. So now I'm just gonna see that this is where I want it. Spread out the right way, and then I'll start sticking them down. And again, they are less stiff than usual, and the stuff will stick to your fingers, which I'm having some issues with right now. Okay, there we go. And I have trash all over my table. It's okay though. This is, like I said, the longest part of what you'll do today. And that, and maybe fitting your squares on at the end. I think that L might be a little crooked. It's okay. All right, so now we're gonna add happy. Now this is another one that looks like it has adhesive on the back, but it doesn't. The glitter paper is very hard to cut with adhesive, so you just don't have it. But we're gonna kind of spread that across, happy fall. So you just get to look at it and see, where can I stick glue? This is like a tricky part too. I can have glue under that long side of the H, and looks like maybe that part of the P and the tiny little end of the Y. So that's where I'm gonna put my glue. The H, oh, what did I say? It was this part of the P and this part. And I think I could go down a little, and then just the very tip. And now I get to try to lay it just like I had it before. And you know what? Glue might ooze out a little bit in the long run. It'll dry. That's the other nice thing. When this dries, it usually doesn't show up. It says it dries clear. And I believe that's true. I don't remember having problems with it. And then this little this last leaf you can just lay across your L, because you can still read that it says fall. And I think for the sake of ease, I'm gonna stick glue dots. Hope I get the right spot on these. I'll just make it work. I'll just find that part and stick it there. And that can be kind of in the air. And that puts all your pieces together. So then you just want to lay them out, and you could change the order. This is the way I did it, although kind of the way this one is, there's not a whole lot of variety for you to do, except you could switch things around, that's all. Okay, so what I do is I sit, this is always to me an annoying part as far as like, I'm trying to get it even, and if it's not, it's glued forever. But I usually just, my tip is I look at the corner and I try to have even on the corners, like 1/2 inch to 3/4 inch. And I do that on both sides. I start down on one end, and I'm gonna get this straight on my grid paper too, so that everything is even. and then I'll just line, and then I try to get the same one on the top too, that same space there and here, and I'm just eyeballing it. When I first started, I did use a ruler, but I don't anymore. I feel like this needs to come over some. Anyway, this is the part, if it's not perfect, that it still looks cute, but I definitely agonize over getting this part perfect. So I'm not going to make you watch me glue these together, but there it is all laid out, and then I would just pick up one piece at a time and glue it together. So thanks for watching, and I will see you guys next month.